In Kyiv, a significant diplomatic meeting took place on the 20th of November 2025 amidst the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The meeting was held between President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine and the United States Secretary of the Army, Daniel Driscoll. The backdrop of this encounter is critical, as Ukraine continues to fight a determined defense against Russia's invasion, with international military and strategic support playing an essential role in the nation's struggle. The meeting, taking place within the presidential office, reflected the growing collaboration between Ukraine and its Western allies, particularly the United States, which has been a staunch supporter of Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. As the war in Ukraine drags on into its second year, such high-level meetings between leaders are crucial, not only for coordinating military support, but also for reinforcing the United States' commitment to the Ukrainian cause. The imagery of this meeting, as captured by the Ukrainian presidency, shows Zelensky shaking hands with Driscoll, a symbol of both diplomatic cooperation and military collaboration. This visual narrative of mutual respect and commitment is underscored by the presence of key Ukrainian figures like Andriy Yermak, the head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, and Rustem Umerov, the Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine. These individuals play pivotal roles in shaping Ukraine's defense strategy and aligning their policies with the support offered by international allies. Driscoll's role as Secretary of the Army places him at the forefront of the United States' military support for Ukraine. Since the beginning of the Russian invasion, the United States has committed billions in military aid, including advanced weaponry training and strategic advice. Driscoll's visit signifies an important aspect of this partnership, where discussions around future support, tactical operations, and the overall military strategy of the US in assisting Ukraine are central. Zelensky's position as both the president and a symbol of resistance against Russian aggression remains one of the key factors influencing global opinion on the war. His leadership has been consistently praised by Western leaders for uniting Ukraine in the face of overwhelming adversity. The Ukrainian president's engagement with high-level US military officials, including Driscoll, demonstrates the level of integration between Ukraine's armed forces and NATO's operational capabilities. The military aid provided by the US has been instrumental in leveling the playing field for Ukraine. While Ukraine has made significant advances in some key regions, the conflict remains intensely volatile, with both sides facing heavy casualties. The US military's role in helping train Ukrainian forces, improving their combat capabilities, and supplying cutting-edge technologies like drones, artillery systems, and missile defense systems has provided Ukraine with a substantial edge on the battlefield. This collaboration is expected to deepen, with discussions likely focusing on the next phase of military assistance, ensuring Ukraine has the tools and capabilities it needs to defend its borders and its sovereignty. The meeting between Zelensky and Driscoll also highlighted the broader implications of the war in Ukraine for global security. The United States, alongside its NATO partners, has been steadfast in its support for Ukraine. However, as the war continues, there is an increasing concern about the long-term consequences of such an ongoing conflict. While Ukraine's armed forces have managed to repel many Russian advances, the situation on the ground remains dire. The US strategic support is vital in keeping up the momentum for Ukraine's defense, and equally in ensuring that Russia does not succeed in its objective to destabilize the region. The geopolitical ramifications of this war extend beyond Ukraine's borders. The outcome of this conflict could have far-reaching consequences for Europe and the international order as a whole. The Proximities 7G potential for Russia to redraw European borders and change the security architecture of the region is an outcome that the West, particularly the United States, is keen to prevent. This meeting between Zelensky and Driscoll, then, is not just about military aid. It's also about sending a clear message to Russia and the world about the strength of the Western commitment to Ukraine's defense. The presence of key Ukrainian officials like Rustem Umerov also adds another layer of significance to the meeting. Umerov's role overseeing national security and defense policies places him at the heart of Ukraine's military strategy. His participation in the discussions with Driscoll signifies Ukraine's intent to ensure that military aid is effectively integrated into their defense strategy and that future needs are addressed as the situation evolves. As the conflict in Ukraine continues to evolve, the focus remains on the strategic partnership between Ukraine and its Western allies. The war in Ukraine is not just a regional issue. It has become a focal point for the global struggle over democracy, sovereignty, and the balance of power. Countries like the United States are invested in the success of Ukraine, as its defense is seen as critical in maintaining the security of Europe and curbing Russian expansionism. In addition to military aid, the visit by Secretary Driscoll underscores the importance of the ongoing dialogue between the US and Ukraine regarding the future of the country's defense strategy. With the potential for new threats emerging as the war drags on, both countries must work closely together to ensure that Ukraine is prepared for whatever challenges lie ahead. The discussions between Zelensky and Driscoll likely centered around the continuing delivery of advanced weaponry and the training necessary to operate these systems effectively in real combat situations. As the war continues, it is increasingly clear that Ukraine's military success will not only be determined by the capabilities of its forces, but also by the continued support it receives from the international community. The strength of Ukraine's resistance, coupled with the strategic support from the US and its allies, has been a defining feature of this conflict. The visit of Daniel Driscoll to Kyiv represents another step in the long-standing military and strategic relationship between the United States and Ukraine. As Zelensky and Driscoll met, it was not just a diplomatic gesture, it was a reaffirmation of the commitment of the United States to Ukraine's cause. This meeting highlights the integral role of international support in ensuring Ukraine's survival and sovereignty against external aggression. Looking ahead, the relationship between Ukraine and the United States will only grow more important as the conflict continues. The US role in supporting Ukraine, both militarily and diplomatically, will remain pivotal in determining the outcome of this war. Zelensky's meeting with Driscoll serves as a reminder of the complex nature of the war in Ukraine and the importance of strategic alliances in the pursuit of peace and stability in the region. The image of Zelensky and Driscoll shaking hands with Ukrainian officials standing by tells a powerful story of international cooperation in the face of aggression. This meeting is a testament to the enduring spirit of Ukraine's defense, and it underscores the unwavering commitment of the US and its allies to stand with Ukraine as it fights to preserve its sovereignty and security in the face of Russia's unprovoked invasion.
Thank you so much.
James, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir. Good.
James, you're very welcome. Thank you so much. Best regards to President Trump, please, from me, our team on Pearl. I just gave Daniel yesterday so many wounded and killed people, and it's a production, how we can have influence on such productions. Who said
very beginning, we have our Sergeant Major of the Army. They and we and the jurors in your community, and watching the horrors and tragedies that have unfolded, how different it is, because for us, they are some of our heroes.